So once you've opened the spreadsheet, you'll see a number of columns. The only ones that you'll need to edit are in green, and that is the date of the session, whether the session was a training or a match, the balls bowled in that session, and then also any notes about the session you wish to make. Now firstly, you want to change the date in cell A4 to the first week that you're starting recording. So just change that, and then all the other dates should line up after that. Then you can begin by entering your bowling loads. As you start to input your data, you'll see numbers change in the column to the right, and also you'll see the graph to the right begin to change as well. To run through what some of the other columns mean, firstly starting with the acute load. So the acute load is the weighted average of your previous 7 days. The chronic load is the weighted average of the previous 28 days. And the acute chronic workload ratio compares the previous 7 days versus the previous 28 days. The lower training stress balance, or TSB, and the upper training stress balance are basically guides for ideal loading based on the research. Now, when the acute chronic workload ratio goes above 1.5, the cell will highlight in red, as is seen in this cell here. This workload spike does not mean that you will be injured, but is more a warning that you are at an increased risk. Speak to your health practitioner about what you can do to mitigate your risk. Note that during the first 3 to 4 weeks, there may be a lot of red in the acute chronic workload cell, like there is in this sheet, and that is because there isn't a previous 4 weeks to compare. So speak to your health professional just to check up on this and make sure this is okay. But as you go entering through the data and entering it within good ranges, you'll see that it won't light up as much red as what it has. Now, not only does this spreadsheet allow you to record your workloads, but it also allows you to plan ahead. For instance, if you have a congested playing schedule in a few weeks' time, like you've got a tournament that week, you could actually predict what that week looks like and then work backwards to fill in the weeks preceding to reduce this likelihood of a workload spike, as you can see what's been done here. So we've entered in a week here that's going to be pretty busy, where might be 3 matches in a week, and then what we can do is we can work backwards and trying to figure out, well, how can we reduce these latter workload spikes from occurring. If we look at the graph to the right, the blue bars are the daily acute loads. The 2 orange lines are the upper and lower training stress balance, and we should ideally see the acute loads fit inside these 2 lines. Lastly, the red line is the acute chronic workload ratio line, which, if you remember, we ideally want to keep under 1.5. So this is a basic summary of how you can monitor your bowling loads, but there certainly is more nuances to workload monitoring, which your health professional should be able to advise you on. If you have any further questions on your bowling loads, injury prevention or injury management, please don't hesitate to contact us at healthhp.com.au.